Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to another video. Today, I want to share with you a follow-along tapping sequence for self-confidence. Before we get started, and for those of you who don't know me, my name is Verónica. I am a mindset coach specializing in women's confidence and empowerment. And this channel is all about sharing with you my most powerful techniques to help you reclaim your power by identifying and clearing any hidden blocks that might be stopping you from creating the life you truly want to live. One of my favorite ever techniques is called tapping or emotional freedom technique, EFT. You've probably seen it before. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be tapping on certain points of the body and head. I'm going to be explaining all the points in a second as we repeat some affirmations or statements. Tapping or emotional freedom technique is also known as acupuncture without needles. So if you think about when we experience stress or traumatic situations or unpleasant emotions that are not processed properly, that energy can get stored in the body and it can form certain blocks in the body. So if you think about the energy meridians or all the energy channels, when we experience stress, trauma, unpleasant emotions, shock, it can create blocks and the energy doesn't flow properly along these channels. So what we do with tapping is we bring one issue, one problem that we want to clear, that we want to tackle. And by tapping into these points that access the energy meridians, we are inviting these blocks or unprocessed energy to move freely. We are clearing those blocks. We are releasing that energy out of the system. Normally, when you do tapping, you might feel like yawning or coughing or stretching. You might feel different sensations in the body, and that's perfectly normal as the energy is being released. I love this technique because it's super simple to use, like you're going to see in a second. It is really, really powerful. Once you learn it, you can do it every day. You can do it anytime. It takes just a few minutes to do it. And also what I love about it is that you don't need to think about, for example, today we're going to be talking about self-confidence. You don't need to rationalize. You don't need to understand the reason of the anxiety, the fear, the self-doubts. You don't need to understand it. We're just working on it at an energetic level. So the conscious mind doesn't get in the way. And that is why it's way more powerful and sometimes much more effective than just trying to consciously analyze why I don't feel confident, why I've always had very low self-esteem, etc., etc. So let's get started. First of all, let me show you the points. So we always start with the side of the hand. So you want to tap between around 7 times on each point, but if you feel like tapping for longer on one point, feel free to do it. Listen to the body. So this is the first one, and we are tapping. It's a gentle. If it's making a big noise, you're tapping too hard, and then it might create it might be counterproductive because then it can create even more blocks. So it's very, very subtle, very, very subtle. Then we have the top of the head, so that will be in line with the center of the head and following the line from the ears. So around here, the top of the head. It's not the center of the head, it's a bit further back. Then we have the beginning of the eyebrows, and here you can tap with one finger, with various fingers, both hands at the same time. You can cross over, it doesn't make a difference, whatever feels better for you. The next point is if you follow the end of the eyebrow and in line with the eye, there is kind of like a bone socket here. So that's the other point. Underneath the eye, in line with the center of the eye, under the nose. This indentation here between the bottom lip and the chin. If you have long nails like me, you might want to do it like that, or make a funny face to make sure you're reaching that point. Then we have the collarbone points. So if this is the beginning of the collarbone, if you move around 1 inch down, you will find kind of an indentation here between the collarbone and the top of the rib cage. So that's like if you do this, it's much easier to find. It's like a sore spot there, a softer spot there between the two bones. And the last one is the side of the body where the bra strap would be. So here I like to tap with all the fingers in line to reach that point. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be following this sequence tapping one point after another while we repeat certain affirmations or statements. I'm going to be saying some myself, and all you need to do is tap on the same points I'm going to be tapping and repeating the affirmations I'm going to be saying. Before we start, I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath, closing your eyes if that feels right, and just to bring awareness to whatever is going on for you today. And because the topic of today is self-confidence, I'm going to invite you to connect with any emotions, any sensations, any thoughts that block your self-confidence. So when you don't feel confident, where is that in the body? What qualities does it have? Is it fears? Is it doubts? Is that an inner voice? What is that? We're not judging, not engaging, not reacting, just understanding and just becoming aware of anything that might be coming up. And whatever that is for you, maybe it's a discomfort in the body, maybe it's a negative sensation, maybe it's an inner voice, maybe it's fear, maybe it's doubts. I'm going to invite you to give it a score between 0 and 10. Being 10, this is really intense. This feels really, really bad. And 0, it's okay, it doesn't bother me. And again, this is not an exam, no judgment here. This is just so we can be aware of what's going on and so we can track the process. So now we're going to start tapping on the side of the hand. And when we tap on the side of the hand, we always start with the same setup statement, which is, even though I don't feel very confident today, for example, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. And we're doing that, the first thing, because we want to create a loving, accepting space, because healing can happen if there is no acceptance or without love, without compassion. So repeat after me, and then we're going to move on to the follow along sequence. Even though I don't feel confident today, I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I've always had very low self-esteem, I love and accept myself anyway. And even though I tend to doubt myself, I love and accept myself anyway. I don't feel confident today. I have always lacked confidence. I have never had self-esteem. I always doubt myself. I don't trust myself. I don't feel confident to make decisions that are in my highest interest. I'm scared of failing. I care too much about what others think. And I don't feel in control of my life. I tend to feel powerless. Like I can't do whatever I want to do. I keep myself small. The world doesn't feel like a safe place. I'm scared to follow my dreams. I fear what others might think. I'm scared of being hurt. I don't believe in myself. No one has believed in me before. I don't feel I'm good enough to follow my dreams. I feel like I need to be perfect, but I'm far from perfect. I tend to feel stressed and anxious. Life doesn't flow for me. I tend to feel disempowered most of the time. I don't know how to believe in myself. And I have no idea why I don't trust myself. I guess I learned to keep myself small. Maybe that was the safest option. No one encouraged me to believe in myself. I was always told what to do, not to be myself. It's not easy to be myself. And I always live my life based on someone else's expectations. And that's very frustrating. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to take a breath here, closing your eyes if that feels right. And I'm going to invite you to check in with yourself and see how that number is. If it's lower than when you started, that's great. It means that something is shifting already, something has been released. If it's the same, you might want to continue doing some more rounds of tapping. And if it's higher, sometimes that happens. And sometimes people think, well, it really didn't work. It doesn't mean that it didn't work. It means that maybe you are literally tapping into something that had been dormant for a long time or that you hadn't been working on. And now, because you are literally opening the Pandora box, it can feel a bit more intense at the beginning. It's like awakening a dragon that was sleeping. So it can feel a bit more intense until it's processed. So if that is the case, just continue to do some rounds, stop the video and do those rounds again. And what I'm going to invite you to do is to use your own words. So you have these sentences to use whenever you need, but I would invite you to use your own specific words, because sometimes it's about hitting that specific belief or that specific block. The more specific you can get, the more effective is going to be. So now we're going to do some rounds of positive affirmations this time. So if you feel ready to join me, you can follow along as well. Or if not, please feel free to stop the video and do some more rounds until you feel that intensity lowers down. Okay. Even though I haven't been feeling confident recently, I love and accept myself anyway. And today I choose to let go of the doubts. Today I choose to let go of the fears. I let go of anything that's blocking my confidence. Today I decide to step into my power. I know my strengths. I know I am full of talents. And today I decide to trust myself. I believe in myself and all the potential I have. I know how to trust myself. I know how to make decisions that are in my highest interest. I love and accept myself deeply and completely. I am perfect the way I am. I trust my intuition. I know how to make decisions that are good for me. I live my life in alignment. I know how to be my most authentic self. I let go of any fear of being judged. I let go of the fear of being criticized. I let go of the fear of being rejected. I love and accept myself deeply and unconditionally. I know how to follow my purpose. I trust my instincts. I have the courage to follow my dreams. I have the power to create my life. I am a powerful being, and I am the creator of my life. Beautiful. So again, I'm going to take a break here, take a deep breath, and again, bring back your awareness to anything that might be going for you and assessing in that scale of 0 to 10 where that is going. And same thing, if you feel like you need to bring it down, go back and do the rounds of tapping again. And like I said before, feel free to use your own words, both for the things you want to clear and for the positive affirmations, anything that resonates with you. The more specific you get, the more effective you're going to be. And now that you've learned this sequence, you can do it anytime, and it only takes a few minutes. This is great to have as part of your morning routine. If you wake up and you feel a bit anxious about the day, or with no motivation, or procrastinating, or you're feeling sad or upset or restless, whatever it is, you just use whatever words come to your awareness to describe it and start. Even though today I feel filling the blanks, I love and accept myself anyway. And just go through the tapping points, describing the emotions, whatever you want to clear, until the intensity comes down. And then you can do a few rounds of positive affirmations to wrap up and to start the day on a positive note and with a more empowering mindset. Okay, my loves, let me know in the comments if you try. Let me know how that goes. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you would like me to make more of this follow along tapping sequences, if there are any topics in particular that you would like me to cover. I listen to all your suggestions, by the way, so feel free to let me know. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it, and so you can be notified of more videos and events. Sometimes I join, I host live sessions like this on different topics with tapping or emotional freedom technique sequences, with guided meditations. So if you would like to join me live in those events, I'm going to share a link below so you can subscribe and be notified and receive the link to join me, so you can be live with me and ask any questions you might have and share your insights. Okay, my loves, have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone, and take care. Sending much love and light. Bye-bye.